What is up guys, Wraec is here with a new video, and today with the guide for the Ravaged Aurora squad. Has been quite an interesting one, mainly because, well, they introduced a hotfix in the middle of this challenge that actually changed Wraec, and Wraec is one of the heroes we have in here as support from the Hypergene faction, and thus many people worried that this might change a whole lot. They seem to have made it in a way that this hotfix doesn't inflict or affect this game mode, so no need to worry about that. Everything and every team that I show right now is viable post hotfix, so you don't have to worry about it if you think that the hotfix might have changed anything or might have changed stuff too much. Well, this all works post hotfix and you can get top ranks. We got place 5, only place 5 this time because I don't own the charms for Valhalla and Cassidy, which are both meta choices this time. Don't be worried about the heroes that we use right here. Fresto and Wraec, I know many don't own them, maybe you don't own Sinbad. We will talk about different options that you can use throughout this video, and once again we have an infographic from Metal, and that is up to date right now. He actually updated it like 5 seconds before I started to record this video. I was using this team actually before from the testing that was done, but now we also have the up-to-date infographic, which is great. So, first team, Wraec, Fresto in there. We have Vala and Cassidy as damage choices. Sinbad also doing a bit of damage, also in debuffing with the mark. And the second team on this one is madness. We have Sonya in there, we have Corin, and we have Merrily. And actually, I have to say, they are doing tons of damage, especially Merrily. I'm very happy that I got the charms for her. If I didn't have the chance for her, that would probably be a whole lot less damage. I'm not even sure, I think they do like 50% or even more percent of the damage that this entire fight does, which is crazy for a second team. So, not owning a key hero on the second team this time for this challenge, yeah, it's a problem. So if you don't own Sonya, Corin or Merrily, yeah, you're going to struggle on this one. There are some other options that we can take a look at, but really this is the meta team, and it's doing very well, I have to say. Like the second team might this time around be more important than the first one, which is a bit crazy, I have to say. But yeah, as we saw Corin doing well throughout the season, so I mean it isn't too unexpected. Wraec here, a lot of RNG if you actually own him. The thing is, he can eat those tentacles, and well, then it sometimes doesn't eat your heroes, and it's actually good when he eats Cassidy. Cassidy does do damage, of course, but when he eats Cassidy, then he actually gets a ton of attack, and you can really see the difference in the fights where he doesn't eat anybody and the fights where he eats a few of your heroes. It's usually quite better when he gets some decent attacks. So on this one, well, we have our top picks right here, buffing Sonya buffing the Corin and the Merrily, which is actually quite insane. You want to have the extra energy through the resonating spell for the Merrily to activate her true damage and to get as many ults from that as you want. We are running haste crit damage boost. This is like the overload set, I think, on her. It is a recommended one through the charm guide, and I have to say increased my damage by quite a lot, so definitely can recommend this. But you're already seeing like the damage numbers, 42 billion right here with 30 seconds more to go, so absolutely crazy. Corin is actually great for this, for a little extra survivability, because he can provide Merrily with shields and actually make it a little bit easier for her to survive, so because she will have the entire heal most of the time. When she dies late, it's okay. Like when she dies early, it's a bit of a problem. It's a bit RNG. 52 right here on the second team. Completely crazy. So, this is about the team that we're running. We can see Wraec doing the majority of the damage, but we have like the little damages here from Vala and Cassidy, and you can already see, well, it is of course a problem when you don't have the proper charm for Sinbad, for Cassidy and for Vala. So, I don't know. Like, I have charms for a ton of heroes, but not for those three, and well, I ran out of Bronco Essence, so yeah, that's a problem. You ideally would have the charms for all of those three to optimize their damage, because they're all contributing to it, and you could easily get like 1, 2, 3 more billion out of this team and get a better rank even. But second team, crazy. Well, this is really the optimal choice right here. This team right here is really the best choice. We have the charms and everything on here, luckily, I have to say. But yeah, so let's maybe take a look at Metal's graphic now. And there we go. Lightbearer. A little bit of a typo here, I guess. Ravaged Season 2. Updated just today, actually. And this was the team that I used on the first one. And the positioning is rather important, nonetheless. So I tried a little bit around. I tried a few versions of this team, actually, with Hugin. Couldn't really get Hugin to work in here. The extra damage just from Vala, Cassidy and Sinbad seems to be really, really nice. If you have Hugin, though, I definitely recommend you just try to replace Sinbad then with him. And maybe place him in front of Cassidy so you get some extra attack on her. That can definitely work. If you don't own Hugin, that's not a big problem though. There are many choices actually we have in this Lightbearer faction, because there are many like not super strong meta choices in this faction, but we have like decent heroes, a bunch of them actually. So we will definitely talk about some replacements, because there are many people like that don't own Sinbad. I definitely know that some people don't own Fresto. Though you should definitely work towards him, and many don't own Harak, so that we have to talk a little bit about that. But like in this one, I have to say, if you don't own Harak, don't own Sonya, that's going to be hard on your damage. Second team as shown, and then we have another one. This is actually quite cool, because this one is without Harak. So there we already have the Harak replacement, and we have some other replacements that we can do. Metal recommends actually, when you don't have Corrin, that you replace him with Mirael, Faye, or is this Hemi? Okay. I mean, it's an option, definitely. Didn't see that before, actually, that he put that in there. That is kind of crazy. Well, Mirael is actually a pretty good choice. We saw in the last Ravaged realm as well against that Sahara. So it's not a bad hero at all. Can do very, very decent damage. Lucius, well, if you don't own Fresto, you will lose out on a bit of damage, but Lucius actually brings a ton of survivability for your team. So at least you get that, which is a pretty nice thing. And then we have what I just talked about. We have a lot of, well, decent options here. We have two flexible slots that we have on this team. So if you want to run any heroes, we have like a pool to take away from. Personally, Sinbad, Vala would be what I prefer. You probably on this team want at least one healer though, so I would prefer to go Vala and then either Faye, or I would go with Hugin. Hugin probably being the strongest healer or strongest sustain support for this team then. So those are like the options that you have right here. Replacing Sonya will always take a major hit on your damage, but you can replace her with a damage option, for example. That would be possible. And of course, the graphic will be linked down below in the description as always. And I will always put you the charm guide there. This one is very good. Like, I had more time now to check out all of the charms in there, and I have to say I didn't find one yet that I didn't agree with, so it's pretty good. And this was made by Daragon together with Metal. So very nice graphic, definitely a great one. So I'll put you that down below, because personally I have to check it out as well sometimes, because there are some great options in there that you otherwise just don't find. And there is not always like the recommended option, the best one for you. There are actually some heroes where it's actually not the recommended one. Many, when I think about it now. So yeah. So for the moment, those teams bring me to place 5. Big distance though this time, I have to say 112 to 117 is a bit crazy. But yeah, those are like the missing charms that I have. Missing charms on 3 heroes. Luckily not the main ones, luckily not the main damage dealers, but still side damage dealers. And you can imagine that this would bridge the gap to probably like 115 billion. That would have been possible, I reckon, but not like this. Another thing to note, if you haven't watched the videos that I made about this before, I always reset my stage 4. Which you can just do by just selecting it like this, and I upgrade my last node here to +10, which gives me an extra 3% attack, which is quite nice. So that being said, I hope this guide helped you in finding a good team. You can always check out the Analytica Discord, of course, as well. There is a full channel in the seasonal hub called RR Aurora Squad, where you will find the hits that other players did and the top picks for right now. That being said, I wish you a great day. Merry Christmas if you celebrate it, and we'll see us in the next one.